Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Randy Orton demanded Triple H come out to the ring during WWE SmackDown this week. This took place after he was forced to go to the ring himself. Orton was making his way out to the ring tonight on SmackDown, but before doing so, he stopped by the gorilla position, where Triple H was seated in the control seat. He appeared to demand something from the game that he was not prepared to give, and the game responded immediately, denying whatever it was that he wanted. He told him to go to the ring, forcing him out of the gorilla position. However, Randy Orton was not going to follow orders quietly. Whatever he was out to do, he decided not to and instead called out Triple H. He demanded that the game give him a shot at Kevin Owens, a match that the CCO had banned. However, after Owens attacked Orton, he would not stop short of getting the match. Nick Aldis was not allowed to make the match, so Randy Orton decided to go straight to the source of the order and make him give him what he wanted instead. The game came out, and the two ended up arguing in the ring. While the CCO agreed to his demand and gave him the match Orton wanted against Kevin Owens, it was not without fervent reservations about Orton's health. Under the bright lights of WWE SmackDown, the energy in the arena was electric. The crowd was buzzing with anticipation, sensing something monumental in the air. The show had been rolling smoothly, with match after match delivering thrilling action. Yet, as the commentators finished recapping the night's events so far, the arena's lighting shifted, darkening slightly, leaving a single spotlight shining down on the ring. Suddenly, the familiar beats of Randy Orton's entrance theme echoed through the arena, sparking an explosion of cheers. Fans had not seen Orton in a few weeks, and many were unsure of what to expect. The Viper looked intense as he stepped onto the ramp, his usual smirk replaced by a serious, almost pained expression. As he made his way to the ring, there was no taunting, no signature poses, just a direct line toward his destination. The fans could feel the weight of the moment, and a hush fell over them as Randy took the microphone. He looked around at the crowd, taking a deep breath before raising the mic to his lips. "Triple H," he began, his voice steady but laced with frustration. "I know you're back there. I know you're listening. I didn't come out here to play games or waste time." His eyes narrowed as he spoke, focusing on the stage as if he could summon the game with his words. "I want you out here. Right now." The demand hung heavy in the air, and fans murmured among themselves. They were used to Orton's confrontational style, but the tone in his voice was different. This was a Randy Orton they hadn't seen in years, someone desperate, almost vulnerable, yet still fierce. Moments later, Triple H's theme music hit, and the crowd erupted once again. Triple H emerged from backstage, dressed in a tailored suit but with a look of genuine concern on his face. He paused at the top of the ramp, sizing up Orton before making his way down to the ring. This wasn't a routine face-off, something important was brewing. Entering the ring, Triple H grabbed a microphone and faced Orton, his former Evolution protege and longtime rival. "Randy," Triple H started, his voice firm but respectful. "I know you didn't call me out here lightly. I can see it in your eyes. So, let's hear it. What's on your mind?" Orton glanced down, struggling to find the words. For a moment, he seemed at a loss, but then he looked up, his gaze intense. "Hunter, I've been in this business for over 2 decades, and I've seen it all. I've done it all. But there's one thing I can't shake off, one thing I still need." The crowd leaned forward, eager to hear what Orton had to say. "Legacy," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "I want my legacy to mean something, Triple H. I want my career to end on my terms. Not because of an injury. Not because of a freak accident. I want to go out on my own terms, like the legend I know I am." Triple H nodded, understanding exactly where Orton was coming from. But he also knew that Orton had faced his fair share of injuries in recent years, including a serious shoulder issue that had nearly ended his career more than once. Triple H spoke up, choosing his words carefully. "Randy, nobody respects what you've done more than I do. But you know as well as anyone that in this business, we don't always get the fairy tale ending. You have to be prepared for that. Orton's expression hardened. I'm not asking for a fairy tale, Hunter. I'm asking for respect. I'm asking for a chance. If this is the last chapter, I want it to be one that people remember. And I want one thing, a one-on-one match against you. The audience gasped, and a ripple of excitement moved through the arena. Orton had just thrown down the gauntlet, challenging his mentor and one of WWE's most iconic figures to a showdown. Triple H looked taken aback, clearly not expecting this. He ran a hand over his face, contemplating the proposition. Randy, you and I, we've been through wars together. We've been allies, we've been enemies, and we've torn each other apart more times than I can count. You really think this is the way you want to go out? Orton didn't hesitate. Yes. I want to face you, Hunter. I want to face the man who helped mold me into what I am, and the only man I've never truly defeated when it counted. I want to prove to myself, and to everyone else, that I am every bit the legend they say I am. Triple H took a step back, looking around the arena as he absorbed Orton's words. There was a weight in Orton's request that even the game couldn't dismiss. Randy, if this is what you really want, then you've got it. The fans erupted in cheers, and Orton's eyes sparkled with a mixture of relief and determination. But Triple H wasn't done. He raised a finger, signaling there was more to his response. But understand this, Randy, if you want this match, if you want this to be your legacy, then you'd better be ready to face the best version of me. Because I'm not going to go easy on you, and I'm not going to give you any shortcuts. Orton smirked, the familiar fire back in his eyes. I wouldn't want it any other way, Hunter. Triple H stepped forward, closing the distance between them. One more match. One final showdown. But let's make it unforgettable, Randy. Let's give these fans something they'll never forget. No holds barred. The fans went wild as the stipulation was announced, knowing this would be no ordinary match. It was going to be a battle, one that could leave both men with lasting scars. But in that moment, both Orton and Triple H knew that this was what they needed. A final reckoning. As the crowd's cheers faded, Orton extended his hand, a gesture of respect and acknowledgement. Triple H looked at him for a moment before shaking his hand, sealing the agreement. But as the handshake lingered, there was a sense of anticipation, of unspoken challenges and a shared history that would make their showdown one for the ages. Triple H turned to leave, but Orton held onto the mic one last time. Hunter, he called out, stopping the game in his tracks. This isn't just a match to me. It's my redemption. So, you'd better bring everything you've got. Because if this is the end of the line, I'm taking you down with me. With those words, Orton dropped the mic, and his theme music played once more. Triple H looked back, a small smile on his face, knowing that their upcoming clash would be unlike any they'd ever had before. The stage was set, and as SmackDown went off the air, fans knew they were witnessing the beginning of an epic chapter in WWE history. The challenge was made, and the stakes were higher than ever. Orton had asked for his legacy, and Triple H had promised to deliver it. The only question left was, who would walk out of that final battle as the true legend?